Hello, Assalamu alaikum. I'm Arish Kanuntu, Organizing Secretary of Avicultural Society of Bangladesh. Today is the 22nd episode of ASB Live, and in this episode, we present you Mr. Simone Durigon from Italy. So this is a very special episode and very special moment for us, as he has accepted our invitation to be an international honorary member of Avicultural Society of Bangladesh. So this is also a milestone and achievement for all of us. So I would request all our viewers to watch the live, comment and share as much as possible, so that his experience can be shared and spread all over the country. He's a specialist breeder of different kind of parrots, especially South American and African parrots, also Caique, and several time world champions. So I would like to request Rifat Intasar Chaudhary, our technical admin, to bring Mr. Durigon on the screen.
Hello, good evening, everybody.
Good evening. How are you?
Very
How's
fine,
everything
thanks.
going on?
Very fine. First of all, I would thank you, all of you, that you have chosen me as your international honorary member, and to be here this evening with me. For me, is an honor, a pleasure to join to your association, and I hope to be very useful for you.
Yeah, sure. We would like to know your experience. That will help us a lot. So, Durigon, what is the COVID-19 situation there? Is it fine now?
Yeah, it's very better than the 2 past months. That was it's here we had a very big trouble with this virus.
Yes.
Yes, we have stayed in lockdown for about 3 months, but this kind of measure and the past 4 weeks. Now we have back to the normal life, more or less normal life, with some measures, but we have lost many people for for this virus. And but we hope that now we are on the way to go out of this problem. What is the situation there?
And now the situation here is also not good at the moment. It's decreasing. Situation is decreasing here.
Oh, okay.
We are also having a lockdown for last 2 months. Though now it is open up. It's quite lockdown is stricted now. So, but the situation is not good yet here. We're hoping for the best.
Yeah. I wish to you to solve this problem and stay safe and keep your attention to prevent.
Yeah, thank you. So, Simone, now I would like to invite one of our online moderator, Sadia Zaman Raisa, who has a wish for you. Who has a greetings for you. So, Rifat, please bring Sadia on the screen. Okay, is she online?
Okay.
Okay, she's coming.
Okay, hello.
Hello, good evening. Nice to meet you.
Yeah. Nice to meet you too. Okay.
Thank you.
Ciao, benvenuti a nostro spettacolo del vivo. Siamo orgogliosi di averti con noi. Abbiamo postato dato il mondo nel nostro Avicultural Society of Bangladesh. E ti vogliamo sempre con noi. La tua esperienza ci aiuta a sviluppare il nostro settore aviario.
Grazie.
Ti auguro una vita vera, Siamo Letidia e VRT Unario International registrado da Italia. Sono Raisa, da moderator, ICE Online Avicultural Society of Bangladesh. Grazie mille.
Grazie a voi. Thanks to you all.
Thank you too. Okay, bye.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
How was it, Simeone? Is she fine?
Yeah. I know Italian language is very difficult to speak for other people. So very good speaking. It's very different. Very different language.
Yes, a bit different. She practiced it for last 3 days to have the greetings for you.
Oh, yeah, thank you very
That was
much.
nice. Okay, so we can start our discussion now, and one of our moderator will join later in some part of the discussion, who is also a parrot breeder. So first, tell us that what makes you bring to this hobby?
Oh, I bring in this hobby when I was maybe 6 or 7 year old. Very long time. Now, now I am 36. So I breed with the more or less difficulty by about 30 years. I start with, as many of them has done also in Italy, but I think also in the other country. I started with canaries, budgerigars, little finches when I was a kid with the help of my father. So, and then this kind of passion grow very much to the nowadays that I have not a huge number of birds. I breed with 25, 26 pair, 26 couple of parrot today, because this is not my first activity. I don't work with birds. I have another work, but it's my first passion. So I prefer to keep very good attention to a small number of pairs instead to have a huge number and pay less attention because the time is limited. So I have to follow very good my birds, and I prefer to keep a limited number of pairs, as I said. And with the time I raise my awareness, my ability with meet some other aviculturists, very good teachers for me. In the past, I have read many books about aviculture, about especially based on the wildlife of parrots. That is very important. I think to do the best with the breeding, in the breeding of captive parrots, we have to know very well the wildlife of parrots. And unfortunately, many breeders forget this advice, and they also here in Italy we have many breeders that own a parrot and they don't know nothing about the real life of that species, from where it come from. So many times you ask to a breeder, do you know where is the original country, original landscape of this bird? Landscape or the country of origin, and they don't know if that bird come from Australia, South America, Africa, and this is a very important limit, because you have to know very well what you are breeding.
Yes, very important. We should know the original habitat of the bird.
Yeah, habitat, ecology, biologies, what they feed in the nature, and many other things.
Yes, what kind of environment they have in the wild, the temperature.
Yeah.
Some are, it's different in Amazon, it's different in Africa, the weather
Yeah.
and everything.
Right.
So we have to
Right.
maintain in that way. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is very important. I have seen in your profile that you are also a photographer, and you
Yeah.
love to shoot wild birds and animals.
Yeah. I am photographer only for hobby. I'm not a professionist. I don't work with the photo,
Okay.
but I love to bring my camera when I go in another country out of Europe to follow the wildlife, especially birds, mammals. If I can, also reptiles, amphibians. I like to do ecotourism. So I love
Okay,
to
ecotourism.
to explore the natural environment. I have been in some country like Uganda, Kenya. The last February, I have been near of you in Sri Lanka, not so far.
Yeah, Sri Lanka, so
Yeah,
neighboring
Sri
country.
Lanka. In the last
Yeah.
February, I have been in Brazil observing some wild species of parrot. I have seen the Malaysian Borneo. So this led to me to know very well what is the real life of animals outside the cages, outside the
Right.
zoos. This is very important.
Yes.
It is my other passion to collect some photos.
Okay. To know about the birds and the wildlife.
Yeah. And in my free time, I love to write some articles. To do also, we had in Italy some meeting like this with the Aviculturist when I could done some divulgation to Aviculturists, relation presentation in PowerPoint where I
Yes.
can explain some tips just like we are doing now.
Now, right.
Yeah. Also, I write also for some magazine of Aviculturist here in Italy. When I have the time, some articles write. I am writing a book about Caiques, but it is in preparation, and I don't know how much time this will take to me. But I have started. I have on the way.
Okay, when you finish writing on the Caique, the article, we will also publish this in our group in English.
Okay. I will be happy. I don't know when, but I think 1 or 2 years. I think I will finish. My time is very
Okay, no
limited.
problem. I know, yes. What is your main profession? What you really work on?
I am a buyer from a trading company of some technical instruments for work. So I am a buyer in the buying office, purchasing office.
Purchasing.
Yeah.
That's fine. Bangladesh is a very good manufacturer of clothes, different kind of shirt, pants, and everything, shoes. We
T-shirt. Yeah.
export we export to Italy a huge number.
Yeah, I know, and also we have. I know we have many Bangladesh people here in Italy.
Yeah, there are lots of Bangladesh people in Italy.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Simone, what birds you are having now? You are breeding now. What kind of birds? What are the species?
Yeah, now I am focused especially on Caiques. I own about 16 pairs of Caiques now. From the three species, I have black-headed, yellow-legged Caiques, and green-legged Caiques. I have also maintained some of my African collection. I breed with very good results the brown-headed parrot, the Poicephalus
brown-headed parrots. Yes.
Yeah, brown-headed parrot, and it is a very rare parrot in Europe. It's not so common like the Senegals or the other Mayers and the other one. I have 4 pairs of them. I have 1 pair of Senegal parrot, 1 pair of Jardin parrots. 1 species you have also. Yeah. 1 species you have also in Bangladesh, the Alexandrine parrot, the Alexandrine parakeet.
Alexandrine parakeet.
Yeah. And I have also bronze-winged Pionus and yellow.
Bronze-winged Pionus.
Yeah, and the yellow-fronted Amazon.
Oh, that's lovely. You have a different kind of parrots. So, would you please share with us what you provide them, the basic diets and vegetables? What kind of food you provide them?
Okay, I divide I manage the food in order to supply the needs of every species. So, if you want to know about the South American parrot, I know all species that don't need an high requirement of fats. So for the Caiques, for example, I give when they are in the winter, so when they are out of breeding season, I give 50% of a good mixture of dry seeds with another 50% of extruded food, like pellets. It's extruded. I don't know if you have. It's something similar of pellets. It's extruded. It's another kind of manufacturing, but it's very similar. And small quantity of veggies or fruit when they are out of the breeding. Consider that here when they are in the rest period, here it's winter and it's a bit cold weather. So temperature in the night could go about 0 or 5 degrees. And if I give too much moisture food, they could suffer because during the night they keep the body warm. And if they eat too much water in the body during the night, this process is very hard to keep warm the body in the coldest night that in the winter we have the coldest months are December, January, and February about. And so this is my normal feeding during the winter. When the spring approach, I give I switch from the dry seed food. I give a mix of cereals and legume, soaked and rinsed. So I let them 24 or 48 hours inside the water. Then I rinse. I keep them outside the water, and I give to the birds instead the dry mix. So they have a changing on the food. They have a new stimulus to start reproducing, and the message that pass through the food is okay. Now you can start to breed because you have seen a new kind of food, more protein, more moisture, and this is good if you want to have chicks. And this is something like what happened in the nature. In the nature, when in some places there is dry season, when the rain starts to fall, birds understand that it's time to start a new generation and to lay eggs, and they how I can say, they understand that we will be more food to grow youngsters, to grow chicks.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And in
That
that
means-
period, I increase also very much the fruit and vegetables. I give them every day pies of fruit, of vegetables, like a carrot, broccoli, sometimes apple, red pepper, pumpkins, many kind of fruit and vegetables to stimulate. I keep the extruded food all year round, and I add also some nuts, almonds, some egg food manufactured especially for the to raising chicks, and this is my my normal routine of the feedings all year round. When they have finished to grow the chicks, to breed the chicks, I go back to the normal feeding,
normal
with many,
diet.
Normal diet with many kind of seeds with carbohydrate, not very fats, because they tend to become obese if I raise many kind of fats during the rest period. And this is
okay. So when in your aviary, when the chicks hatch, came out of the eggs, do you provide egg food?
I provide a little bit of egg food only on the first weeks of the chicks, especially the first 4 weeks of the chicks. I give to the inside the normal feeding, the normal food I give a little part of egg food, and sometimes also the egg food prepared for insectivorous birds. Sometimes, but only a small amount to help the parents to give them the food in a soft way.
Okay.
So, but not very, very high quantity of egg food, because the industrial egg food is very high on fats, oils, and this could be a problem.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay, we will read a few comments that our viewers has posted in our group. And before that, I would like to say to all the viewers, this is the episode 22 of ASB Live, and today an international honorary member of Avicultural Society of Bangladesh, Simone Durigon, has joined our show. And on this occasion, we will give our viewers a gift, a mug like this, for the best comment and wish to our guest. For the best wish to our guest. So please keep commenting, and our expert will answer your queries. So let me read out 1 or 2 comments for the moment. Ashik Hamim, one of our member, wrote, "Sir, how are you? Great wishes for you. I want to know some tips regarding Caique parrot breeding."
Oh, okay. Thank you very much for the wishing. Caique parrots are very interesting parrot, because they are similar to the Amazons, but they are quite different, because they stimulate each couple stimulate each other. If you have more couples, when they start to breed, if one pair start to breed, stimulates the others. And this is very important. If you keep caiques, keep more than one pair, and let them know to see each other. Let them see every aviary to see each other, because if one pair starts mating, it's very probably that the other pair starts to do the same. The very important things with caiques, and it is to avoid to share the same net between 2 pairs.
Okay.
To avoid absolutely.
There must be a gap, right?
Yeah, a gap, or if you have not the possibility to divide the aviaries, to put something that avoid the contact, because they are very aggressive toward the pairs. Okay. The males will fighting every hours of the day, and if one male bite the feet of the other males, you can have troubles with the bleeding, and you can lose your bird for this reason. Don't mix your pair of caiques, because they are highly territorial and they can kill the other one. Yeah, one male can kill the other male. So always separated pairs, always, and let them see each other's. This is very good.
Okay. I would like to tell our viewers one thing in Bengali, in our language. আপনারা যারা লাইভটা দেখতেছেন, আপনারা ইংলিশ অথবা বাংলা যে কোনো ভাষায় কমেন্ট করতে পারেন, আমরা কমেন্টটা পৌঁছে দিব আমাদের গেস্টকে। হ্যাঁ, সো ডু নট হেজিটেট টু আস্ক এনি কোশ্চেন। আপনারা বাংলায় কমেন্ট করেন, বাংলায় কোশ্চেন করেন, কোনো সমস্যা নেই। What I just mentioned to our viewers, that if anyone want to make any question in Bengali, they can do that. I will translate it to you.
Yeah. I need this.
Yeah, I will translate that to you. Okay. One more thing, Simeone, please tell me that your aviary is an outdoor aviary, right?
Yeah, all outdoor, all year round.
Yeah, so all day around. So what you do in the winter season to maintain the temperature?
Oh, I have
do you use anything extra?
Yeah, I have not system of heating. No, I have only panels that cover the birds from the north wind, from the cold wind that comes from the north side. Because we have in Italy, we have the cold wind that comes from north. So I have that kind of panels that avoid the birds are hidden by the wind, but no other kinds. My birds are all acclimated in our temperate climate. So the only thing I do is let, especially for the caiques that love to sleep inside the nest all year round, I leave the nest also in winter. But for example, I leave the nest also for other species like my Amazon or Pionus, but they don't sleep inside the nest in winter. So they prefer to sleep outside on the perch. Also with 5 degrees under zero, they are sleeping outside without problem. I keep Amazon by 15 years, and they had no problem with the climate. The very important thing when there is a frost is to avoid that the birds is exposed to the wind. This is the very, very important.
Yeah.
Obviously, this is good only for birds that are just acclimated for the temperate climate. If I take a bird that live in a country like yours, for example, that is tropical, I cannot put outside in my country in winter, because it's very dangerous. The bird has not that the habit to resist.
Right. So what you basically do in winter is that you put a curtain to protect the bird from the north wind, right?
It's a series of panel. It's a covering, plastic covering, from the north side.
Yeah.
Only do this.
Okay.
And this is good for the species I keep. I know that if you, for example, if you breed the Loriculus or other kind of parrot, like the Neophema parrots, You know, the Australian parakeets, Neophema, little,
Neophema.
For them, it is not advisable to let the birds outside also in winter.
Outside, right? Yeah, yes.
Neophema
and Rosella type of birds. Yeah.
No, Rosella is not a problem outside. Rosella is very good outside. It's very, is very, very hard birds. They resist very well. They have no problem.
But in our weather, in tropical weather, we face some problems for Rosella.
This is for Rosella not. I think the parrot that we have to keep inside in winter is Neophema parrot, is fig parrots.
Yes.
Especially fig parrots are very, very delicate. So they have to keep have to retain it inside during the winter because they eat a lot of fruits. They eat very, very also some kinds of lorries is better to keep inside. But this is this depends also where you are living, because I am living in Italy in a plain territory, and in the center of Italy I have a Mediterranean climate, so my winter is not so hard. If you live in the north of Italy, especially in the mountain, you have a very, very cold winter, and you can keep all your species inside in the winter because the temperature can drop off under 20 degrees under the zero, and that would be a problem for every species, you know.
Yeah, that will be
for every kind of species.
It
but
means that
in my area is very comfortable. Also temperate climate, but very comfortable.
So what is the lowest temperature in winter in your area? 0 degree or less than that?
Less than that, only some days on the entire year. So you can have under the zero, we can have in average 3-5 days in a winter. But under the zero, only little bit, only 2 degrees under the zero, and it is not the rule. It is not the normal temperature. We have some winter, we have above the zero 10 degrees on the night. So that is very, is very, it's not an hard winter in my area.
Okay, we have a few more comments. I would like to read that to you. One of our member named Deep Manik wrote, "Hi Sir Simone Durigon, good evening. Thanks to see you here, and thanks to ASB for arranging all these helpful episodes. Avicultural Society of Bangladesh try to make whole world in one platform. Can I know your starting take care bird? Thanks for believing me." I think he wants to know what you provide your birds in the early morning. What kind of foods?
I give all the foods in early morning, so they receive all the food for the entire day. At about I give food to my birds about at 7 of the morning.
Okay.
And especially if you are in the summer, that we have also here a very, very hot summer, and sometimes here we have 36 degrees during July or August, and in that climate it's advisable to do only vegetables and fruit only early in the morning, and then stop, because all food that contain water could be I don't remember the terms, become hatched, could be for the hot weather. Every kind of food with water could become the sports, you know. So it became sports. It became dangerous for the birds. If you put an apple to 36 degrees for one day, the apple become a source of bacteria, and this is a problem. Especially, this is a great problem, especially for the breeders that keeps lorries that have liquid food, and that food has to be changed 2 times a day when we are in summer.
Right. This is very important.
Yeah.
After a few hours, apples start growing bacteria on it. So that can be very harmful for birds.
Yeah, because the birds can spoil.
Yeah, right. So one more comment from Rifat Intisar Chaudhary. Hello, Mr. Durigon. My question to you is, what you do to increase the fertility rate of your birds while breeding?
If you keep in a good way the birds, you have not to increase the fertility rate because they will be fertile. So I have to do nothing. If you have to keep attention to three main factors. One is the quality of food, variety and quality of food. The other one is hygiene. So you can keep your birds in a clean ambient, in an environment, in a clean nest box, and they have to drink clean water without bacteria. This is very, very important. The quality of water is very, very important. And the other things, the third things is a rich environment. So they have to spend the day doing something of interesting. Because parrots, parrots in the animal world are birds that spend their life to chewing, walking around,
hanging and playing with things,
playing, and to testing every kind of food with one or two bites, and then they let the fruit falling down, because this is a behavior that serves to the forest to regenerate new trees. So sometimes in captivity, parrots waste the food because it's their natural behavior. They bite and they let the food drop because it is their natural behavior.
Do you have an idea about kakariki? You know, the Australian parakeet, New Zealand from kakariki.
Yeah, I know kakariki. I don't breed them, but I know kakariki.
Okay. There are lots of mutation of kakariki, and it's available here. You know, kakariki.
Yeah.
We have another comment from Rifat Intisar Chaudhary. Do you experiment on mutation and new colors?
No, I don't like mutation. I don't like new colors because I believe very much to the breeding for the conservation. So if we have to conserve the birds, we have not to change their color. This is very important for me. I understand that I am different by many other breeders, but if we believe in the conservation, we cannot change the color of the birds, and also not only the color, also the shape, the sides, the shape of the head, the wings, the selection. The selection is a sport, but is not useful for conservation. So I always have bred only wild-type birds. And keep them as poor as possible. So no hybrid, no mutations.
No mutations. You like to keep the originality of the bird for conservation, right?
Yeah.
We have one more comment from Tanzil Tomal. Hello, dear. Welcome to Bangladesh. Love to see you at ASB Live. We are blessed to have you among us. Best wishes.
Thank you very
Okay.
much.
We have one more comment from Sen Chai. I think he's from India.
Oh.
His comment is, hi, I have a pair of Amazon. Can you suggest me in placing a breeding box, like how it has to be placed, and like how to keep the humid for the next box? I mean, he wants to know about keeping the humidity, control the humidity inside the box of the Amazon parrot. Sometimes even wind direction makes a key role on the next nest box. Is it okay to place the breeding box around the year or only in the breeding season?
For the Amazon, you can let the nest box all year around, but they will use only when they want to breed. The Amazon don't use the nest box outside the breeding season. So also if you let the box in the cage, they will not use. So this doesn't matter. The important thing, I suggest to put the nest box 1 month before the start of the breeding season, so they can enter inside and starting to adjust the nest box, chewing some parts, and the male especially enter inside outside with the female, and they try to let become the nest box more comfortable to start the breeding, and this is also a stimulus to the breeding season, to the start the laying of eggs. The nest box for the Amazon, there is no a particular kind good. Some breeders use the vertical normal nest box of about 30 centimeters square at the base and 70 centimeters high, normal. The important thing is for all parrots that the hole for the nest box is not too big.
Yes.
They have to be to find a hole that suggests them that the nest will be safe, because a nest with a huge hole communicate a risk, because in the wild the predators, snakes, other birds, toucans can entering easily and take the eggs or the chicks. So in captivity for the Amazon, I advise no more than 10 centimeters of the diameter. You know?
Right.
Okay.
Yes. So that means that. Yes. Yes, please.
You have to do nothing to keep the humidity, because humidity is a normal factor that females bring inside the nest box. I use a normal nest box made of wood, normal wood, and inside I put the 2 centimeters of chopped bark of wood, but very dry.
Yes. Wood. Yes, wood chips. We say it with wood chips.
Yeah, I didn't remember sometimes the name in English, but this is the same things. And no moisture inside, because if you have too much moisture, the eggs will not open it. Because moisture, if you have a rate of moisture near to 100%, the environment avoid the egg to change the gas with the environment, and the chick will die inside the eggs. So many breeders think that moisture is the best thing to open to let open the eggs, but it is not true. Too much moisture could be very dangerous. So I
Yes.
advise to do nothing with the nest box.
Okay. Please tell us that what is the size of the nest box you use for Amazon Parrot and also for Caique?
For Amazon Parrot, I use 30 centimeters square for the base, and 70 or 80 centimeter height. Normal vertical nest box. Okay?
Normal vertical.
Okay.
And for Caique?
For Caique, it's the same shape, but smaller. So about 20 centimeters base, the square.
Yes.
For each side, 20 centimeters, and 70 for the height. Some pairs doesn't like that kind of nest box. In this case, I change shape. I could give L-shaped nest box.
Yeah, L-shaped nest box. Yes.
Yeah, if you want, I can do a little model on the paper.
A little drawing for us will help to understand.
Yeah, to understand better. And another one is this kind. So I know if you cannot, if you see on the paper.
Yes, exactly.
These are two kind that I use. Two kind that I can use if the vertical normal nest box don't like to the build. This is the L-shaped. This one.
Yes, L-shaped.
And the other one is this chamber that is oblique.
Yes.
45 degrees is the inclination.
Yeah.
Is inclinated nest, and at the bottom there is a square camera where they lay the eggs and raise the chicks.
Yes.
In this way, they feel more protected because no light entering in the camera of the eggs. So they feel more protected. I had one pair that refused the vertical normal type and used this kind of nest box.
Okay. Nice to know that about the nest box. This is also very important.
Yeah.
To have the proper nest box for every birds.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. We have few more comments. I would like to read those at the moment. Sorry. Saihom Nawaz, he wrote, "Hello, my question is, what do you use as chew toy for parrots? Now, do you provide anything for chewing?"
Yeah.
They chew anything they find in handy. What do you provide to chew?
Yes. I provide every week, about every 2 weeks, something to chew. In my area, I found very, very easily natural branches with leaves. So I put inside the cage big or small branches with the bark, leaves, and they spending very, very much time chewing. Or if you have also in my area, I think not in your country, I have very easily the pine cones, the fruit of the pine. Yeah, and that is very important because they spend very, very much time breaking the parts of the pine cones, and they are very, very interested to spend this time. Other kind of good enrichment are the palm leaves. I give also the fruit.
Yes.
Yeah, the fruit of palms, the dates. Yes. When they are ripe, this is not important. They also eat the dates. Other kind I have I gave them the small trunk of some plantation that we have here, trunks with the barks, and if you want, you can keep that trunk 2 days in the water and give to the birds, because you can simulate when the wood of the rainforest is like to be rotten, so they have more fun to destroy the parts that the water have softened. So I give natural enrichment continuously. I give
natural enrichment.
Yeah, I put in the cages also some chains, metal chains, where the birds, if the birds want, can play and
hang around.
Right. Yeah. They hanging on the chain, and
So this kind of enrichment and facilities should be provided in the cage for the birds, so that they have a better time and they also get chance to chew on things, on tree trunks or something like with leaves. So they have
very important.
the chance to do that. It's very important.
Also,
so we have one more okay.
Yes, just one thing. Also the as the name, the sticks where the birds are sitting. It's very important that they are of wood, of real wood, with the branch, with a natural wood, not from plastic or metal. This is very important.
Right, natural wood. And we have to use all natural things, which the bird will chew on, right? No artificial things should be provided.
This is a positive behavior for the birds. It's not negative that they destroy the wood. It's positive.
Yes. This is natural, right? This is natural. We had apart from Sanchai's question from India, may I know, can Amazon stay in 15 degrees Celsius, as I have kept my birds in open aviary? 15 degrees Celsius, not Fahrenheit, 15 degrees Celsius, I think it's around. Yes, I think this is comfortable for Amazon. 15 degrees.
15 degrees is very good. I know if you have particular season in India when the monsoon starts to hit with the wind. I don't know if the temperature is very, very low, but I don't know. I think no. I think in India there is no frost. So 15 degrees for me, it's okay. The only thing I keep attention only to repair from natural elements. Rain, very, very heavy rain, but a part of the aviary could be to the rain, that the birds love to do the bath under the rain. So one part covered and one part not. This is the best way for me.
Right. Best way. Okay. We have one more question comment from Shubhro Nihon. He wrote, though he also wrote in, I think it's in Italian language and also translated into English. Can you put the comment on the screen? Thank you, sir. Best wishes from all bird lovers in Bangladesh. We are very happy to have an experienced breeder like you. Many people died in Italy from coronavirus pandemic. We are deeply mourned for them. Stay home, stay safe. God bless you.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much, and stay safe to all of you that all together in the world have this problem. So we hope that the next month help us with something like a vaccine to do definitively outside of this situation.
Yes.
This is very important.
Yeah, the vaccine is on preparation and on the last testing phase, as far I know, and it will be in production within few days. Monica Shakuntala, one of our fellow bird breeder, wrote, "Hello, Mr. Simeone, how are you? I want to know that what is your favorite bird, or which bird is popular at Italy?"
Oh, I don't have one favorite bird in particular because I like every kind of bird, every kind of animals. Every one
Right.
species has the great importance in the ecosystem. So for me,
Yes.
I love very much caiques because I breed them, but I love every kind of bird, also the species that I don't keep. Um, the other question was I don't remember. What is
Uh,
the most famous
Popular
bird?
bird in Italy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Italy is very famous for the canary breeding.
Canary.
Yeah,
Okay.
the core breeding of Italy starts to in the I think also in the start of the last century with the canary breeders.
Okay.
Italy also in Europe is famous for canary breeders. It's not the first with the parrots, but the canary
Okay.
is the bird the most bred in Italy. Yeah, I don't bred canary, but this is the historical bird for Italy.
Okay. Okay. At the
Yeah.
moment, I would like to uh, add one of our online moderator and our member, Tanzil Tomal, on the screen. Who will discuss about with you about some question on parrot breeding.
Yeah.
So I would like to request Rifat Intasar to bring Tanzil Tomal on the screen if he's on the backstage. In the meantime, I would like to take one more comment from Behind the Wind. She is one of our member. Her name is Afsana. She wrote, "Can you tell us about turkeys in Parrot?" I think she wants to know about Neophema.
Yeah. About
Some
Neophema,
basic information. Yeah.
oh yeah, what I know about Neophema is that is a bird that suffer very much the humidity in the environment. Because if you know, Neophema lives in Australia in a very dry environment. So it is selected by the nature to live in a desertic area. Desertic area means that if you put Neophema in some humid place
Yes.
in our cages, they will suffer of respiratory disease. So
Okay.
Neophema has not need of fruit or many veggies. I would give to Neophema only some herbs, some wild herbs
Oh,
that
so
you can
okay.
pick on the ground, spontaneous herbs, and a good seeds
Yes.
mixture, and sometimes a little bit of insects. Of I think
Yes.
I don't remember
Like
the name.
mealworm or
Yeah, mealworm. Yeah, I was talked just
oh,
to them. Mealworms. Yeah,
okay.
before the breeding season, some
Yeah.
a little bit of egg foods, dry mix,
Yes.
and the Neophema going very well. Yeah, but
And
Neophema is not a parrot of the rainforest. It's a
right.
desertic parrot. So they
Yes.
need very different needs about, for example, lorries, Amazon, Caiques. They are to the
Yeah.
extreme opposite.
Yeah. So at this point, I would like to tell our viewers that one new FEMA expert will join our live next month. Hopefully, his name is Martin Papak. You know, he's a very
Yeah,
popular
yeah.
new
I
FEMA
have
breeder
seen.
from Czech Republic.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, very important.
it is very
And he is
yeah
he can sure can help you more than me about Nofem.
yeah, and he's a very nice person, a good friend of us. So Martin Papak will join our live on the next month. So we will discuss on new FEMA and zebra finches with him. Uh, so I will request our viewers to stay connected with us. Hopefully, we will have a very good discussion with Martin Papak too, as we are having with Simone Durigon at the
Yeah.
moment. So, Simone, I would like to introduce our member and online moderator Tanzil Tamal, who is on the screen at the moment.
Hello.
He is a very good love.
Hello, Simeone.
Nice to
How
meet
are you?
you. Nice to meet you. Fine.
Uh,
Very fine.
ve-
Thanks.
ve- nice to meeting you. Blessed to have you among us. We are
Yeah,
very
and Tanzil
excited
Tomal
to
is a
have you.
very yes, Tanzil Tomal is a very good breeder of lovebird and Indian ringneck parrot, and also
Oh,
some conures.
Conyers.
Uh,
Interesting.
yeah, he has some question for you
Yeah.
regarding the parrot breeding. Tanzil Tomal, please proceed. You can ask some questions.
Thank you, Antubhai, for your floor. Hello, Simeone. How are you? Hope
Yeah.
you are doing well.
Very good. Thanks. Very good.
Okay, blessed to have you among us, and nice meeting you. Love,
Yeah.
lots of love from Bangladesh.
Thank you. Thank you very much. You all. Thank you, and you too.
Uh, I have a question regarding parrots. Though I have involved in keeping parrots
Yeah.
and breeding too. Uh, in nature, we have observed that there is a specific breeding season for parrots in nature. Mane, is there any tips to breed them captive more than nature?
You mean you would
Frequency of breeding.
yeah, to breed more birds than in the nature?
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
mean
Manet.
okay? Yeah, the only way to do this is to remove the eggs, incubate them, and let the birds to lay another time the eggs. So, for example, if you have four eggs every clutches for the conures, for example, if you remove the eggs the first day, the first 2 days they laid, they will laid another time for eggs because this is something similar a predation, a natural predation, something like a predator have take the eggs and they will laid another time. So you have the double of the eggs and the double of the chicks, but you have to end reading from the first day the eggs that you have put in the incubator. But in my opinion, this is not a good method because you force the female to produce the double of the energy of the eggs, and probably it will live less than they will live in the natural way. So for my birds, I let them do only one clutches per year. So my
Oh,
pairs,
that's great.
one clutches in 1 year. I am not interested to raise the quantity but the quality.
Okay.
So in my opinion,
That's
That is important.
I would let them to do naturally without without artificial incubation always every time, because this is intensive breeding is something like that happened with the cows for the milk.
Yeah,
And
force breeding, right? Yeah.
yeah, and this caused that the cow nowadays will live only 5 years because there is a high forcing.
Right.
Okay.
I would tell request Tanzil Tomal to stay with us. Before that, uh, I will read some questions. Please stay with us. We will have
okay.
further discussion on this.
Yeah.
W.N. Russell, one of our member, wrote, "Congratulations on being part of the Avicultural Society of Bangladesh, sir. The whole society welcomes you, and we look forward to a successful journey with you. Welcome abroad. Welcome to Bangladesh."
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. M.M. Rana wrote, "Great live." He's mentioning this Facebook live that we are doing at the moment. Love you all. EX Reza, he is a very good finch breeder from Bangladesh and also our member Reza. He wrote, "Hello Simeone, how are you? Please please tell us the treatment of fungal infection. Do you face any sort of fungal infection in your aviary?"
Yeah, in the past year, with the fungal infection hit very much the African parrots and Pionus.
Yeah.
These
Okay.
are the two group that is much involved in the fungal infection. The specific name is aspergillosis on the lungs. Is a kind of a fungal that will occupy the lungs of the bird, and they will die for suffocation. They cannot breathe anymore, and they die. This happened for some reason. One of them is not adequate feeding, especially if you give only dry seeds to the birds. They will not receive vitamin A, and the vitamin A is the best protector of the internal the mucosis. What is the name in English? The internal part of the
immune system. You are trying to mean immune? Is it immune system?
Moment, I try to find the correct name.
Okay.
The mucus, the internal part of the lung, the tissue of the organ. Yeah, vitamin A is a protector of that part. Also for the eyes, for the skin. So if the birds don't receive vitamin A, they will be infected by the fungal. This is especially true for the African grey, for the Ruppel's parrot, for the red-bellied parrot, for the Senegal parrot, for the blue-headed Pionus, the dusky Pionus. Yeah, this is one of the reasons. The other reason is that the birds are living in a very, very dirty environment, with the dust, with the humidity, bacterial, and such environment with many dusts that come inside the lungs can carry inside the respiratory system the fungal, and this is developed the aspergillosis. And the very important thing, at one time that bird is infected very well, there is no way to go back. There is no very good treatment, because fungal are very resistant in the lungs, and sometimes also in the gut, in the throat, and so you can also treat with antifungals drugs, but it's very difficult to eradicate them. Some other times also in the ear sacs, you can found the fungal. Yeah.
Okay. In a year, how many times do you deworm your birds?
Sorry, how many times?
Deworm, I mean, for internal parasites. Do you use medicine for internal or external parasites?
There is one thing about this. I breed every couple in my breeding is suspended by the ground. Don't touch the ground with the feet. So in this way, you have not problem of parasites. But if you breed birds that need to walking on the ground, like cockatoos, Australian parakeet, they need. So they have to keep with the grounded aviary. You have to treat them one time per year. You treat them for the parasites. Like dogs or cats. It's the same of dogs or cats.
Yeah, the same pattern. And from Reza's question, so this is very important to provide food enriched with vitamin A for fungal infection, right?
Yeah, vitamin A. You have to use food rich in vitamin A that is especially carrot, beetroot, red pepper,
Beetroot.
broccoli, and in general all the vegetables that are orange or red contains high quantity of
Red in
vitamin A.
colors. Yes.
And if you have
Right.
African parrots or macaws, you can use also red palm oil that is very
Yeah.
full of vitamin A, of beta carotenoids.
Right.
The beta
Yes.
carotenoids
Beta-carotene.
are the precursor of the vitamin A. So from the beta
Okay.
carotenoids, the birds can extract the vitamin A.
Okay. Thank you very much for your important information that you provided us.
You're
I
welcome.
would like to read one more comment from Mohammad Mahfuz Elahi. Though he wrote the comment in Bengali, I am reading that first. আসসালামু আলাইকুম, ভালোবাসার প্রিয় অন্তু ভাই, আপনার লাইভগুলো থেকে সবসময় নিত্য নতুন কিছু শিখছি, যার ফলে আমার পাখাল জীবনের দক্ষতা বৃদ্ধি পাচ্ছে। আপনি প্রত্যেকটা লাইভ এপিসোডে যেভাবে উপস্থাপনা করেন, যা দেখে আমি অবাক হয়ে তাকিয়ে থাকি। আপনি এভাবে লাইভ এপিসোডগুলো পরিচালনা করে নিত্য নতুন টপিক শেখার সুযোগ করে দিবেন। পরিশেষে আমি এএসবি Avicultural Society of বাংলাদেশের প্রত্যেকটি রত্নের দীর্ঘায়ু কামনা করছি। In his comment, he basically asked for this event that we arrange, ASB Live, where international legends like you join the show, and our bidders are highly benefited from this. So he wished on that basically. Alamin H. Niloy Road, Simone Durigon, sir, how are you? RH Khan Untu bhai, kemon achen? Thanks, ASB Live. Okay, thank you, Alamin. We are fine. Now I will come to Tanzil Tamal. So Tanzil Tamal, I think you have few more question or few more point to discuss on. You can proceed, please, at the moment.
Yeah, thank you, Antu bhai. Simone, I would like to know that a few moments earlier you have discussed to provide live protein to parrots. Is it essential for breeding?
Yeah, it's essential because if you change the food, the birds understand that it's time to start to breed. If you use the same food every day of the year, the birds will not receive the stimulus, and it's more easy that they don't start because they like the same day equal, the same routine every day of the year. But in the nature, the business is very different because in the nature there are different season, different climate, different kind of fruits in different part of the year. So the birds receive that information to decide what is the right time to breed. And they think exactly like the other birds in the nature. They are in cages, but they think in the same way.
There is a term breeding switch. Are you referring about this? Just changing the food habits of the parrots.
Yeah, when you want that the birds start to breed, you have to start from 1 month before the real breeding season to give more protein, more fats, more humid foods, increase the vegetables, the nuts, the almonds, and they will change their behavior. Also, if you put the nest box in the aviary and you can let in the nest box some pieces of wood, and they start to chew that kind of wood to prepare the nest box. And this is a very important stimulation, especially for the male, that is directly linked to the gonads. So when the birds are doing these activities, the gonads grow. It's a mechanism linked to the brain with such kind of hormones. Yeah, it's a neuro process, and they entering more with more willing in the breeding season. This is very important.
Thank you.
You're
Should we depend solely on protein, or should we add some fat?
No, not only by the protein. I don't advise you to raise a huge quantity of protein. Only a little bit. That this means that you can use a bit of legumes, cereals, legumes sprouted. That is just enough to raise the protein. Many of this process depends also by the fats, because especially in South America, all that species that eating low fat diet, when they are breeding, eating very high fat foods for a short period of time, when they raise chicks, and a little bit before that period, they use many high fat foods like nuts, fruit of palm. So if you see, for example, a couple of the Amazons eating very low fat foods. If you give fats every day of the year, the Amazon will become like a basketball. You will see the Amazon. Really, the Amazon became like a ball. But if you give fats only when they are raising chicks, this does not happen, because the chicks raise very good. The birds have the correct, the properly nutrition, and they go back to the low fat diet when the chicks are fledged.
Yeah.
Okay.
At the moment, I would request Rifayat Intisar Chaudhary to bring a comment on the screen from M. Alif Siddiqui. He is one of our fellow member and bird breeder, and also my friend who lives in Vienna. Okay. Rifayat, can you bring the comment on the screen from M. Alif Siddiqui?
One moment, I see.
You'll see the comment. Rifayat, please bring the comment on screen from M. Alif Siddiqui. He is one of our member who lives in Vienna.
Lives in Vienna. One moment, I find in the screen.
No. Okay, you wait. His name is M. Alif Siddiqui. Rifayat?
Yeah. About Ararauna, the yellow and gold macaw.
Yeah.
Okay. Should I write to him?
No, you can just speak here. No problem.
Okay.
You can tell us.
He is asking if I think. This is the comment now. I see. He's asking if I advise to breed the blue and gold macaw. This is blue gold macaw.
Yes.
Yeah. If he is like blue gold macaw, take in mind that is a big bird, so it needs of a very big aviary, not less of 5-6 meters long, to let the birds flying properly. And for other reason, the blue gold macaw is one of the most playful parrot to breed. Is very hard. They will have not many troubles with the illness. They are very rogue species. So they need very high quantity of fats. So nuts, almonds, oil every day of the year, because they breed very good only if you give them a very good quantity of fats. Very different from the Amazon or other parrots that needs no kind. Not so much fats. So yeah, I advise you, but this depends primarily in what species you are interested. So we know many species in captivity of parrots. Every kind you want to breed is good. The important thing is you respect the needs of every species.
Yes, that is important. Alif, Alif Siddiqui. Alif bhai, if you are listening to me, I have sent you a link. You can join us on the live to share the stage with Simone Durigon and Tanzil Tabal along with me. That will be fine. He lives in Vienna, Austria. Okay, he is a member of our Avicultural Society of Bangladesh. Okay, now I have one more comment from Deep Money. He wrote in Bengali. I will translate that to you. He wrote, আমি জানতে চাচ্ছি আমার একজোড়া ইন্ডিয়ান রিং নেক ফিমেল পালক তোলে কিন্তু লক্ষ্য করে দেখি ফিমেলটা চুলকায় না। আচ্ছা, the problem he is facing that he has a Indian ringneck parrot, a female, who has a feather plucking problem from her chest. Okay, but no allergic symptom. So what can be the solution for that?
The feather plucking become to start when the bird the most of the time when the bird is bored, when the birds don't like the time that he is passing in the cage. So I advise to enrich the environment, to give stimulation, to give toys, branches, leaves, and let the birds to having fun during his day. The birds have to be the experience of fun, of to be involved in interesting life and not be bored in the cage. Maybe this is the main problem of this kind of behavior. On the other hand, if this is not, he has to go to the vet that is looking to find a medical solution. But most of the time, I think the problem is that the bird is bored.
Okay. Sorry, okay. Please wait a bit. One second, please. Tanzil Tomal, if you have any question, please you can ask. I'm looking for the comment.
Okay, brother. Simeone, I want to know which sources you prefer as calcium or minerals for your parrots.
Yeah, I give them first of all, if you use a part of extruded foods, you just have the calcium inside, so you don't need integration. But to be safe, I give to the birds a powder integrator inside the food of vitamin D and calcium. You can also use other kind of integrator like the mineral block inside the aviary. It's a block made of minerals, similar to the cement. Yeah, but if the birds don't like to go there, they will not assume the calcium, and you can put in the cage also that kind of integration is not dangerous. But I give to the birds 1 month before the breeding season the normal dose for 20 days of this integrator in powder. So I sprinkle the powder on the food and let them to eat. I think you can find also there some company that produce these.
Yeah.
Yes. Those calcium
have so
powders
many
are
brands.
available here. Yeah.
And we are administering that calcium powders with soft foods.
Yeah, no,
Or
don't mix in the water, because in the water every kind of integration go wasted. So only on the food.
okay.
At the
Thank you
moment,
so much.
I would like to take one comment from the Vice President of Avicultural Society of Bangladesh, Mr. Hanif Raihan Bhai. He wrote, sometimes parents pick baby's feather.
Yeah.
Please advise me what can make them stop plucking.
Yeah, this is not a good, a simple question to resolve. I have also some pairs that pluck the birds. If the problem is limited to the soft feathers and not the wings, you can let the birds. Yeah, you can let the birds to pluck, and when the chicks are outside the box, they will go back normal. In other cases, this could happen if the nest box is very humid, is very dirty, and sometimes the parents pluck the birds to in order to clean them. But that could be happen that the parents do this because they are feeling less safe, and this is a kind of hyper stimulation to the parental care. So they became something like anxiousness. Something like anxiety, and they start
anxiety.
start to pluck the babies. I advise to remove the babies from the nest only if this behavior affect the wings or the tail, because that feathers are directly linked to the bones.
Bones and nerve system.
And the birds will suffer very, very high pain. But if they pluck only the soft feathers of the head or the chest, maybe I can. If they feed the chicks, you have only to wait the chicks fledge, and they became normal. They go back a normal bird in 1 month.
Yes. That means it is only dangerous when, or can be harmful when, only if the bird start plucking the wing feathers and the tail feathers, right? That can be harmful, and soft feather is not a problem from the back or the chest or from the head.
In my opinion, no. I have some birds that sometimes go out to the nest almost naked, but with the wings and with the tail. And in that way you risk nothing. So this is
okay. Simone, you have kept bird for many years, and you have kept different kind of parrots. So what is the basic difference between among the parrots of South American parrots, African parrots, and Australian parrots, and as well as Asiatic parrots?
The reality is that there is not a difference by the continent, but by the single environment. So if you have a bird from South America that is very, very different to another species, even in South America. If you take, for example, the cactus conure, the Eupsitula cactorum, come from Brazil, but come from similar desertic area of Brazil. And this bird is very, very different from birds that come from the Amazons, that live in a totally different environment, very green, very very richness of
Rain.
water, rain,
Yes.
and so the real differences is not by Australia, Africa, or South America, but for one species and another species. For example, also in
Yes.
Africa, you can find for example, the Ruppel parrot is a like desertic parrots. The
Right.
Ruppel parrots from the
Yes,
desert.
ruffle parrots.
Yeah, from the Namibia.
Yeah.
On the other end, you have the gray parrot, and there is a rainforest from the Congo, and there is a very different kind of environment. And also, if you take a bird that live in the north of Australia, that is very green, very humid landscape, is very different
Yes.
from the, for example, the budgerigar, the Neophima, and other parrots that are very adapted to the desert of Australia. So all of these parrots that came from different environment. Also in your country or nearest country, I think you have some Psittaculture, for example, ring-necked parrot that come from a dry environment, like the what is the name in English? The ring-necked parrot, the normal ring-necked, and for example, the Malabar parrot that is very different environment, or the Layard parakeet in Sri Lanka that lives in a mountain forest. So all these species carry some differences, and everyone has to be discussed, separated.
Let's welcome our one of our brother and member of Avicultural Society of Bangladesh, Alif Bhai.
Oh,
Hello,
nice
Alif
to
Bhai.
meet you. Nice to meet you.
Ciao Simone,
You're welcome.
come sta?
Ah, bene. Parli
I will
italiano?
talk in English. I will talk in English because most of the people here.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So basically, I missed the previous part of the interview. Basically, you breed which category most? Like your interest, and tell us about when you started and when you became the scientific guru for Parrot in that segment, like your early age, or later you interested in something, then you entered this scientific area.
No, at first I was a child, so I was interested only in birds, in animals. I was attracted by the colors, and when I went to the pet shop. I have seen, for example, lovebirds, and I was a child. Then, with the experience, with the years, I started to improve my scientific background, and I have studied by many books, by articles, and also I am learning very much by other good breeder that I have known. So this is the first step is you fall in love of the birds for their beauty, their behavior. Then if you want, you can study, you can improve for example, knowing the scientific names. That is very important, as the species and the subspecies.
True. As in Europe, we have lots of resources, opportunity, government helping sometime with regulation and subsidizing this type of business. But in Bangladesh, it's still naive and still very like backdoor hobby, not like professionalism at all from the government and administrative side. But for them, do you have any advice, like how to overcome and how to proceed for the legalization in a first class level of business as a breeder or as a hobbyist who is developing little bit more knowledge about this, so that like you one day become?
Consider that also here in Europe we have many kind of problem with the government, with the laws, but I have to say not real problem, but many bureaucracy. We need many documents, papers. Every bird that enter in my house and go outside my house needs of paper that we have to fill, that we have to sign. So this is a problem, I think, worldwide spread.
This is a problem. Yes, in our last episode, we talked with Friedrich from Germany. He also said something like this. They are not having proper support from the government. So we also have the same problem here as Alif Bhai just discussed. This is a hobby that is not very easy to deal with,
No.
So I would yes.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So sorry, I was disconnected for a while. I'm happy to see Alif Bhai on the screen. He is our registered member living in Europe, in Vienna. So after a long time,
I have last one question for, or maybe he can help us. I want to ask, like, in Bangladesh, we don't have that much parrot vet, the doctor, the animal doctor.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. If you have someone or the community in Europe, there is any digital platform for that, so that our fellow breeders.
Yes, Alif Bhai, let me tell you that we already have a very good vet, avian vet, who will join us in a live very soon, and we will publish that hopefully tomorrow. And that will be a surprise. And Simeone helped me a lot for that. I'm not telling you the name at the moment. I will.
It's a surprise.
I will give you a post. Give a post tomorrow, hopefully, about the vet.
The problem of the vet. We also in Italy we have more vets than the past. But if you live in such in a particular area, maybe you have to drive 2 hours to go to the vet. So here we have, but not in every corner, because the old vet here in every kind of city treats dogs, cats, but about birds we need a special kind of vet, and there is no in every city.
Right, avian vet is very important for treating birds. They are specialized on birds basically. Here also we have many vets, but not too much expert. They are not expert on birds. That is the problem we are facing here. Okay, hopefully the vet who will join with us in a live in ASB live will give us very good direction for the healthcare of birds. I hope so. Okay, Tamal bhai, you have any question regarding your parrots?
No, thank you so much. That's all from my part. Simeone, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
It's my pleasure to learn from you.
My pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
You have a good T-shirt of my favorite team.
So you
Cristiano Ronaldo, okay.
Cristiano Ronaldo.
Now
Juventus,
for sure. So
I will tell you all this just for Simeone.
Oh, thank you very much.
football is very popular in Bangladesh.
I know.
Oh yes, but he knows that there are lots of Bangladeshi living in Italy. Which part of Italy, by the way, you are from? Northern?
No, I live near Rome.
Okay, you have lots of Bangladeshi around you. Come on.
Yeah, I know.
And you speak some Bangladeshi words also, I guess.
Yeah. I know also in my little city. We have some Bangladesh people.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he already discussed on it earlier. So at the moment, I think
Okay, Ontu bhai,
we are. You can
it's time
stay.
to say goodbye.
We will. Yes, you can stay. We will say goodbye to Simeone all together. It's already 1 hour and 40 minutes. We had a long discussion. He answered a lot of questions and comments and replied our comments. So Simeone, thanks a lot for joining us. It's really a pleasure and honor to have you among us as an international honorary member. And in future, hopefully, we will join again and see your farm, see your bird setup, what kind of food you provide, and what kind of enrichment you provide in your cage. Hopefully, you will show that us in a live so that our breeders and members get some practical knowledge on that.
Okay, thank you very much, and you are welcome.
Thank you, Ali Bhai, for joining with us
And
in a short
one
notice.
more thing. Whenever next time you have bird show in Italy, I guess you are also part of the organizer. Please invite Mr. Ontu Bhai. Yeah, it's true. Like then he can invite you in Bangladesh bird show. This is how we can get together and everything.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
I don't organize the show. I don't participate to organize the show because I have not time. But now with the COVID, the problem is that many of this kind of show and markets in Italy also would be cancelled. So we don't know when we can start to. In Italy,
Yeah,
there
in
is
future.
there is one very big important market that is Reggio Emilia every November.
Yes.
And is one of the most of the Europe. In Europe, we
it's
have
like
two.
Oktoberfest.
Yeah, similar. We have two big markets in Europe. One is in Netherlands, it's Vol,
Yes.
and the other one is Reggio Emilia in Italy. The two biggest market of birds in the Europe.
Yeah. That I'm
Yes,
indirectly telling you to invite him because he is the person we are together now.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ali Bhai. I am taking the last comment. Asan Ahmed Sani, one of our moderator and fellow member, wrote, Thanks, Simeone, for giving us your valuable time. It's a great experience with you, and it's a pleasure to have you during this quarantine time.
Oh, it's my pleasure. It's my pleasure.
Thank you, Simeone. So we are just on the edge of ending this program for today. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you, Alif Bhai, and thank you, Tanzil Tamal and Rifat Intisar Chaudhry, who worked from the back screen doing all the technical supports. So thanks to ASB Live team and our special and very special guest, Simeone Durigon from Italy, our international honorary member, to join with us. Thank you very much, Simeone.
Perfect.
Thank you very much, Simeone.
Thank you all.
And
Thank you.
goodbye.
Bye.
And goodbye. Stay home, stay safe. Thank you very much. Rifat, you can finish the live right now.
Okay.
Okay, one moment, Rifat.